Hello guys, how are you all? Welcome back to my channel. So, today we are gonna see, what if Naruto dies and found himself as Shinigami, Naruto x Bleach, part 1. So before we start, please go check out the author of this fanfic, Meinos Kaen, link is in the description, also subscribe to our channel, and like this video, so let's begin the video. Naruto felt terrible. Why? Because he had broken his promise. Because he had failed Sakura-chan. But worst thing. He was dying. That was the main thing he felt. The explosion when the Chidori and the Rasengan had met the explosion had damaged him because in the end, Sasuke had hit him in the chest, making a hole in his chakra protection. His inner organs damaged, the blood coming out of his mouth, Sasuke staring at him from above, his eyes almost closing, his heart rate slowing down, his breath almost stopping. Naruto. He wanted to say something, but the words weren't coming out of his mouth. His strength was fading away. A voice in his mind was screaming things like, "I don't want to die. And damn weak brat. It's your entire fault." And then suddenly his eyes closed forever, he thought. He was so wrong. After death, a death god. There's something after death, then. Naruto didn't feel anything for a few minutes. Then, he began to feel his strength coming back. It was not possible that he was still alive. Then he found the strength to open his eyes. He wished he had never done that. In front of him, he saw himself dead on the ground, Sasuke still there. And then he looked at himself. He was wearing the same clothes, and his body was the same. Although, there was something different, something that wasn't there before. Hanging from the middle of his chest there was a chain. A gray iron chain. Then, he thought, maybe that chain was something that connected the soul with the body. So, if the chain was now only hanging out of his chest. I'm dead. Sasuke. Naruto turned around. Kakashi had arrived. Too late, Naruto thought. He was looking at Sasuke with concern and pain in his eyes. I gained the power I wanted. But I don't feel like I thought I would feel. That's why you feel guilty. Let's go back to Konoha, Sasuke. Yes. Sasuke stood up and Kakashi lifted Naruto's body and then they both walked away. Naruto observed them walking away and then he smiled weakly. Well, at least I managed to keep my promise, but I believe that once dead one went to Nirvana, so why have I become a ghost? Because you still have unfinished businesses in this world. Naruto turned around. In front of him was a strange guy. He seemed around 14 years old, like him. He had red hair tied behind his head and strange black tattoos on the back of his neck and on his eyebrows. He was wearing a strange something on his forehead, like a black forehead protector with an orange horizontal stripe, but without the headband, all made of metal. He was wearing black robes with white trimming and a white cloth belt, and hanging from his waist, a katana in his sheath. He was looking at him like annoyed. Who are you? Well, I'm a Shinigami. Shy Shinigami? Yes. I'm here to take you to the place you call Nirvana, but the real name is Soul Society. Damn, I hate bureaucracy. So, I'm really dead. With your inner organs entirely destroyed, what did you expect? To jump around happy and safe like a bunny at Easter? I guess you said that I had unfinished business here. That's why I'm annoyed. What do you want to do? I suppose I want to see the reactions of my village and my friends for my death. Okay, it's understandable, I guess, after trying hard for your entire life to be recognized by it. How do you know? Well, let's say that you were a special being. That damn fur ball that was sealed inside your stomach and now, fortunately, is in hell, was sealed by a technique made by your fourth Hokage. A technique which summoned a Shinigami to rip off a soul from a body and to seal it inside something. Doing this, I don't remember the entire scientific thing, but fundamentally they transmitted some Reiatsu to your body and soul. Reiatsu? I'll explain all this when we go to the Soul Society. Now, didn't you want to see how your village reacted? Yes, by the way, do you have a name? I don't feel like calling you Shinigami all the time. The name's Aburai Renji. And you're Uzumaki Naruto, I know already. Damn, don't act so cool. Renji's hidden forehead twitched. Do you want to fight? Hey. It's only that I'm annoyed because I have to waste time doing this stuff, gets on my nerves. I'm the one dead, here. Shut the hell up or I can still send you to the Soul Society right now. And the hell with the rules. Okay. Let's go. And doing that, Naruto jumped in the air, only to fall on the ground. Renji sweat dropped and placed a hand on his face. Don't tell me you thought that you could actually fly since you're a ghost. Yes. Baka. I can't believe this. Kakashi dropped Naruto's body in front of the goddamn Hokage. Tsunade was trembling, but she restrained herself from crying because she was the Hokage. I'm sorry I was too late. Sasuke deliberately let himself being captured. I doubt that the council will punish him too heavily because he is the almighty Uchiha and he killed the hated demon. But I'll crush them if they refuse to give him a fine burial. Unseen from Tsunade and Kakashi, two figures were watching the entire scene. One with his head lowered and the other annoyed. He had seen he didn't know anymore how much of those scenes. Can I see my burial? It's your right to see it. It'll take a while to organize it. In the meantime, why don't you talk to me about all this Shinigami and Reiatsu thing? Well, first the basics. Shinigami are an institution who controls both the soul world and the human world, and they reside in the soul society. They leave soul society when they are going on missions to balance the spirits in the world. We have fundamentally 3 duties. 1. Perform the soul burial and send ghosts to soul society or hell. Hell? I'd rather don't want to see it. 2. To regulate and balance the souls in each world. 3. To track down and cleanse hollows from the human world. Hollows? They're a hostile kind of spirit. They were fundamentally evil humans who turned into hollows after death. They haunt spirits and dead people with a high amount of Reiatsu. Reiatsu, let's say that it is the dead form of chakra. We Shinigami use it for fighting. Normal people can't see Shinigami, right? Nope, but there are ones who can see and hear ghosts and hollows. I wonder if between my friends there are ones who can see ghosts. By the way, since a Shinigami used Reiatsu to make the seal in your stomach, we suspect that something happened to your soul too. Why my soul? Yes. I don't know anything else about it, so we just have to wait for your burial. Understood. It was at 10 AM. A week after Sasuke's retrieval. All the Rookie 9s plus Neji's group, with their respective sensei, were at the burial, along with Jiraiya, Tsunade, and Shizune. Even Sasuke and Sakura were there. Naruto and Renji were observing the whole thing from a tree branch. One after another, like when the Sandaime died, all of them approached the coffin with Naruto's body inside, dressed in a white yukata, dropped a flower saying something, and then walked away. The first one was Tsunade. She let out a single tear and dropped the flower. Well, I'm really hopeless. I always lose my bets. And that necklace. It's better for you to take it to the other world, Naruto. Tsunade kissed Naruto on the forehead and walked away. The next one was Jiraiya. And I believed that you had the potential to become the next Hokage. Well, I'll see you in a few years. Then Hinata. Hinata was crying her soul out, sobbing. She wanted to cry loudly, but since that was his burial, she simply dropped the flower and walked away. She hadn't been able to speak to him when he was alive, and now that he was dead it was useless. The next one was Shino. He simply said an almost imperceptible farewell and walked away. Then, Kiba and Akamaru. Damn you, I bet that you did something stupid. Whine. I know, Akamaru. Well, try to become someone, up there. Good luck. Then, Choji. He was crying, and he dropped the flower along with a single chip. It's the last one, just for once I leave it to you. Then, Shikamaru. He approached the coffin and dropped the flower. He observed Naruto for quite a few seconds. You know, I will learn from this matter. I'll become a better ninja for you and for the others. Ino's turn. She had a sad look on her face. You were a loudmouth and a baka and a hopeless love-struck fool. We weren't so different. I wish I had managed to know you better, Naruto. It was Neji's turn. He dropped the flower, his eyes closed. To save someone from the darkness you let yourself fall into it, you were truly a hero, Naruto. Then 10. She approached the coffin and dropped the flower. You know, you managed to give courage to a big bunch of people including Neji and myself. You brought back Tsunade-sama, after all, it has always been my childhood dream. Thanks, Naruto. Lee, with Guy. They were both crying. Naruto-san, I swear that I'll become the strongest for you too. Lee, look, his face, even in that coffin he still seems youthful and full of power. Sniff. Sakura. She was crying too, but she had her head low, like not having the courage to look at Naruto's face. She silently dropped the flower and then she caressed his face. I asked you to bring Sasuke back, if only I was stronger. Then she practically rushed away. Sasuke. He could feel the tension on his skin. He dropped the flower. Naruto did something horrible, I know, and I gained this cursed power, and I don't know if I want it anymore, but I think that destroying my eyes would make your death useless. So, I'll treasure this power that I gained from you. Then she walked away. Then, Shizune, Kurenai, Asuma and Kakashi passed in front of the coffin and dropped a flower. Renji was still annoyed, but then he noticed that a tear was coming out of Naruto's right eye. Sad. A little. Hey, the wide-eyed girl and the boy with the enormous eyebrows are able to see you. Really? Yes. You can say farewell to them if you want. And I can guarantee you an incredible exit. The crew was now in line in front of the coffin while rain was starting to fall down from the sky. Suddenly, Hinata and Lee jumped on their feet. Behind the coffin there was a familiar figure walking towards it. A too familiar figure. He got on his knees and stared at his own body. Then he looked in front of him and smiled. "Nah, Naruto-kun. Hinata, then you see it too." "What are you talking about, Lee?" I can see Naruto, or better I think it's his ghost." "What?" I see it too, Lee-san. Try to be strong even without me, okay? Behind Naruto, unseen to all the others, Renji was opening like a portal in the air, using his sword. It's time to go, Uzumaki. Farewell, friends. And Naruto walked into the portal, but to the others it seemed like he had disappeared into the rain. Renji followed him into the portal. A portal which took both of them to the Soul Society. Wow, I expected something else. Soul Society is never like a human imagines. Naruto was now dressed in a white yukata, the chain was gone, and he was in a town very similar to the ones that he saw when he was alive. These are the outskirts of the Soul Society, this is the place where all the spirits live. And you Shinigami live in the central part, I suppose. Yes. You can call it the Sirite. Renji and Naruto walked towards the big, enormous wall which hid the central part of the Soul Society. In front of them is a giant. An enormous being, dressed the same way as Renji. Renji-san. Jidanbu. Open the door. Is he going to enter as well? Yes. Special work. Understood. The giant named Jidanbu opened the enormous door of the Sirite. The inside was like a little fortified city of the past centuries. Naruto had seen some pictures in books back at the academy. So, where are you taking me now? To the 12th division. So this is the boy, very good. In front of Naruto was a strange looking man. It seemed that all the Shinigami dressed the same way, but, as Renji had explained to him, since he was a captain, he was wearing a white robe with a number of their division in kanji on the back. Captain Kuritsuchi, I must remember you that. I know no experiments. What a shame, though. Well, enter here, young lad. The strange-looking man, named Kuritsuchi, stretched his hand toward strange machinery. The only normal thing, in the sight of Naruto, was a high glass pillar. Naruto entered it. Kuritsuchi closed the pillar from the outside and then started to work with a monitor surrounded by various levers and keyboards. The pillar was then filled with various beams of violet light, which started to move all around Naruto's body. On the green monitor appeared a silhouette of Naruto's body and various phrases written in a language that Naruto hadn't ever seen. After a few minutes, Naruto walked out of the pillar and Renji talked. So? We guessed right. His Reiatsu is enormous. The absorbed Reiatsu used for the seal, then. Do you mean that now, I am a Shinigami? Nope. But you have a huge potential. The elders had already given their permission, suspecting of this matter. Thanks for the information, Captain Kuritsuchi. Now, listen to me, Naruto. Being a Shinigami is a completely different thing from being a ninja. There are no hand seals, and we fight using almost exclusively our Zanpakuto. Zanpakuto. Our swords. We fight basically using our swords. Also, hollows are totally different enemies from the ones you used to fight. What do you say? Well, I only know how to fight, so I suppose I would really not know what to do. And it seems that I have even some potential. Well, back in the ninja world, I had to work a lot harder than anyone on the earth, only to be a ninja. Okay. Starting from tomorrow, you will start the academy. The academy again? Oh, man, and how much will it take? Well, since in the past you have been a ninja, and this will probably help you a lot, only 2 Shinigami years, instead of 6. You wait a minute. How many human years are 2 Shinigami years? Damn, I always sucked in math. I'll answer his question, Renji-san. 2 Shinigami years are 300 human years. What? 300 years later. Sweat. Blood. Deep breaths. It was sunset in the Sirite, and after a battle of 2 hours, 2 men were still standing. One was Aburai Renji. The other one was named Katsu Namarigi, actual vice-captain of the 6th division. To become vice-captain or captain, one must defeat in an official fight his predecessor. The whole audience was looking with interest at the fight. Suddenly, Namarigi newly rushed at Renji, with his Zanpakuto Shikai form active. The sword was like a big leaf. It was a wind Zanpakuto, able to summon gales of wind. Renji dodged to the left, but a gale of wind still managed to cut his right leg. You're finished. Zabumaru. Renji's Zabumaru lengthened and grabbed one of Katsu's ankles, making him fall to the ground. Before Katsu could stand up, Renji was above him, Zabumaru pointed at his throat. I lost. Suddenly, a Shinigami with a strange red hat raised his arm and stretched it towards Renji, saying, "Winner and new vice-captain of the 6th division Aburai Renji." The crew exploded in waves of applause, and one boy in particular among the crew was really happy for his friend. A boy around his same age, still an apprentice Shinigami, but still wearing the usual black robes. Like all the apprentices, instead of his Zanpakuto, he had a normal Asauchi. This particular Shinigami apprentice had blonde spiky hair and cerulean eyes, along with strange birthmarks on both his cheeks. After receiving his armband, Renji got out of the arena and suddenly the blonde-haired apprentice began to headlock him. "You did it, you damn baka. Hey. I'm injured, you know." For a newly vice captain, it should be a piece of cake. Think of your own business. Tomorrow you have an exam, you know. Yep. I will finally become a real Shinigami tomorrow. Try to not fail. Your Shinigami supervisor is Rukia, you know. Yes, don't worry, I will be fine. I need to get myself healed and you need to rest. I know I'll see you tomorrow, Renji. Hey. From now on it's Renji-sama. Wow. Damn baka. Naruto walked away. Renji was right. He needed all his strength for the exam tomorrow. After all, he would have been his first time fighting a hollow. It's a basic thing for every Shinigami to learn how to fight and defeat hollows. 50 Shinigami apprentices were all lined up in a large courtyard in the middle of the Shinigami Academy, listening to further details about the exam. Now, before going, one more thing. Usually, a Shinigami takes care of a hollow on his own. We act in groups only on extremely dangerous occasions. So, don't get used to having a partner. Now, go with your assigned examiner and go. Naruto searched for Rukia and he found her leaning against a cherry tree in the middle of the courtyard. He approached her and said, "Aheyo, Rukia ch." And he received a punch on his head. "It's Rukia-sama today, baka. They could think that I did favoritisms or something like that. Sorry. So, should we go? And where are we going?" "We are going to the Earth in the city of Okinawa. There's a hollow wandering on the beach. We'll take care of it, or better, you will take care of it. I'll join the fight only if you're in trouble." "Understood, but don't worry, I'll be fine." "Very well. Then, let's go." Rukia slashed the air with her Zanpakuto, making a portal to the Earth. They both walked in and the portal closed behind them. "So this is a real hollow?" "Yes, the name is Adamanter." The two Shinigami were on the beach of Okinawa and in front of them was a tortoise-like Shinigami. The only differences with a real tortoise were the size, the colors. The head is still tortoise-like, but it's pale white with yellow eyes, and the shell is violet, and the fact that instead of tortoise paws, he had stocky white human arms. "Shinigami, I finally have the pleasure of seeing you, and I will have the pleasure to eat both of you, too." "Oh, quite confident, the tortoise." Naruto grabbed the hilt of his Asauchi, determination in his eyes. "So let's begin the exam. You have 5 minutes." "Okay. Shinigami. I always wanted to taste a tortoise soup." Naruto unleashed his Asauchi and rushed at the hollow. He jumped in the air and hit the shell of the tortoise with the sword, landing behind his back. Stupid. As suspected, the shell is very resistant. Suddenly, the tortoise lengthened his head and without moving, tried to bite Naruto. Naruto jumped back and continued to dodge. "You can't run forever. And you can't lengthen your neck forever." Naruto had made the neck of the hollow tied to his same body. Rukia was smirking. "Great move. Focus the light, unleash the power, hide the color, destroy my enemies, destructive art number 47. White fireball." Naruto grabbed his right wrist with his left hand and an enormous ball of white light exited his right palm. The fireball hit the tortoise hollow, making him fly high in the air, landing a few meters far away. "Damn you. Rukia-chan. Rukia-sama. What? It's okay if I use my Zanpakuto now. Well, since this is your final test, I give you the permission." "Good. I couldn't wait anymore." Naruto replaced Asauchi in his sheath and then he began to emit a big amount of Reiatsu, which surrounded his body. The tortoise hollow, in the meanwhile, got back on his feet. "Take this." The tortoise hollow began to spin on himself like an enormous spinning top, heading towards Rukia and Naruto. Suddenly, without even noticing, if not a second before disappearing, he was on the ground, cut in 2 halves. In front of him, Rukia, with an amused look on his face. Behind him, Naruto, with his Zanpakuto in hand and the sheath that had moved on his back. And his Zanpakuto was enormous. Note. The same size as Ichigo. So big he really has an enormous amount of Reiatsu. Yeah. What do you think of it, Rukia-chan? You pass. Next, Uzumaki Naruto. Applauses. The next Shinigami walked up the stairs of the stage and got on his knees in front of the founder of the Shinigami's institution. Yamamoto Jinryusai Shijakuni. The old man placed the hilt of his Zanpakuto on the top of Naruto's head, removing from him the seal which restrained him from using his Zanpakuto, if not in front of a former Shinigami. Naruto glowed with white light for a few seconds and then stood up. He bowed a little and walked away. Down the stage, he was greeted by Renji and Rukia. Rukia smiled at him while Renji tried to headlock him, but Naruto dodged and soon they were fighting. "Hey Renji. Cut that out. We have that reunion in half an hour." Renji stopped biting Naruto's head and suddenly remembered. "Oh, yeah. We should go." "What kind of reunion?" "It involves you as well, you know. It's the reunion to decide in which division you should be put." "Really? Please, make me enter the 10th division." "What's up with him, Renji?" He has a crush on Matsumoto Ranjiku, like almost all the male academy students. Understood. And then, Rukia smashed Naruto's head with the flat of her sword, making him fall unconscious on the ground. And almost all of them pass on that crush this way, if I remember correctly. Very well. So, only Naruto Uzumaki remains. All the captains and vice-captains of the Gate 13, plus the Shinigami who examined the students, were all sitting around a large table. A little pink-haired girl was snoring on the shoulder of a tall man with one of his eyes covered, and his black hair were enormous horizontal spikes pointing the back of his head. We noticed this guy when he was still alive, since a ninja of his world developed a technique which summoned one of us to seal a powerful demon. That's why we were able to enter another universe. And that's why we were able to transfer his soul to the Soul Society. He has absorbed all the Reiatsu used by the Shinigami, so he was the one with the most stamina among the students. He was 7th in destructive arts, but he sucked at healing arts. So, the 4th division is not for him. During the fight with the Shinigami, he showed enormous attack power and fine fighting tactics. So I think he should be put into the 5th, the 10th or the 11th division. Damn, not the 10th division. That baka will waste his time trying to ask out to Ranjiku. Too bad, I've always wanted to boss him around. What are his attitudes? Well, he usually spars with me a lot. He likes very much to fight, even if he has not managed to beat me once. Hearing this, the spiky-haired captain finally got interested in the conversation. He likes to fight. Oh, man. How stupid of me. I said it in front of Zaraki Kenpachi, the bloodthirsty captain of the 11th division. Well, what fighting style does he usually prefer? Well, he has a fine strategy, but he uses it only when he can't rely on his fighting skills. And damn math, I got it. Let's say that in a fight 75% of the time he uses his Zanpakuto, and 35% he uses Shinigami arts. All the others stared at Renji, who eyes wide opened, who placed a hand on his forehead, who sweat dropping, who was sighing, and the little girl continued to snore. What's up? Why are you staring at me? Renji 75 and 35 makes 110, maybe you wanted to say 75 and 25. Very well. Then, I think that the 11th division suits him perfectly, then. Zaraki-san. I agree. I will take him under my command. Very well. Here's his file. A really good purchase. Oh. Thanks, Yamamoto-sama, I can't wait to test him. I really hope, for Naruto's sake, that it was a lapsus, Renji whispered into Rukia's ear. Yes, Rukia replied, sweat dropping. Kenpachi took Naruto's file, with 4 photos. In one of them he was smirking, in another one he was simply smiling, and the other 2 were his right and left profile and all his stats. Suddenly, feeling Kenpachi's, or better Ken-chan, as she calls him, the little girl woke up. Ken-chan, what's up? We have a new underling, Ichiro. A promising one, indeed. Look, this is his photo. Ichiro looked at Naruto's file that Kenpachi was holding. She stared at the photo. Then, suddenly, in an incredibly quick move, she snatched the file out of Kenpachi's hand and moved it 2 inches from her face. Spiky blonde hair, cerulean eyes, tall foxy grin, strange birthmarks, charming smile. Rukia-chan, you sure hit hard. Naruto woke up at last. He stood up and looked around. There was no one around. They leave me asleep on the ground. Darn. Suddenly, an incredibly loud screech perched Naruto's ears and almost made him lose balance. How cute. What the? So home sweet home. Naruto was in front of the main entrance of the headquarters of the 11th division. It looked like an enormous dojo, and from the outside Naruto could see a few sakura cherry trees. Sakura trees? Flashback. I still can't understand, Rukia-chan. How many times have I said this? Every dimension has his own nirvana and hell. We managed to take you to our nirvana because your soul was full of the energy of a Shinigami. That's why you'll never be able to see your friends again, even if they're dead. Understood. I'm sorry, Naruto. It's okay. End of the flashback. And I heard that the vice captain of the 11th division has pink hair. TSK, well, should I knock on the door? Naruto knocked on the door twice, and suddenly, he was flying in the air. The panel under his feet had propelled him high in the air. He was now above the enormous inner garden of the headquarters. Naruto fell to the ground, face on the floor. He slowly got back on his feet and he looked around. Suddenly, he felt a presence behind his back. A man wielding his Zanpakuto was falling from above. Defend yourself. Naruto quickly grabbed his Zanpakuto and parried his enemy's attack. Still, the pressure was enormous, both spiritual and physical. What power. Nice work to stop a blow from my Zanpakuto, even if I'm not using all my power. What? Then, Naruto noticed who his opponent was. His right eye covered spiky black hair, the white robe of the captain Zaraki Kenpachi, the captain of the 11th division. Oh, man, I heard that he was frightening, but I didn't believe this much. Oh. Without even moving his sword, Kenpachi unleashed an enormous amount of Reiatsu from the blade and an explosion blew up. Suddenly, he felt his Zanpakuto connecting with the ground. He looked in front of him. Naruto was panting, but he was unharmed. You used a blast of Reiatsu too to protect yourself. Nice trick. Wait, Captain Kenpachi. Get ready. En-chan, aren't you going a little too far? On a sakura tree was a little girl around 13 years old. Naruto hadn't noticed her before because her pink hair camouflaged her. She is the vice captain so young. Well, the captain of the 10th division is 14 note. I'm talking in Shinigami terms here. He used almost all his Reiatsu to parry your last attack. He did well, it seems to me. Yes, but you know how I am when I get into a battle, it's hard to stop me. So he was going to continue. Hop. Ichiro jumped off the tree and approached Naruto. She smiled and said. Hi. My name's Kusajishi Ichiro. Vice captain of the 11th division. But you can call me Ichiro-chan. Nice to meet ya, Ichiro-sama Ichiro-chan. This voice, hey. Were you the one who yesterday screeched so loudly to break half of the glasses in the sirete? Oh. You heard me. Quickly Ichiro jumped back and hid her now flushing self behind Kenpachi's shoulder. Only the forehead and the eyes could be seen. You're finally at that age, Ichiro. That age? However, Uzumaki, I'm the captain of the 11th division, Zaraki Kenpachi. I'll tell you this from now. Here, we train hard to improve our fighting skills and it's better for you to not be found lazing off by me, understood? Yes, captain. Very well. Now, Ichiro shows him the way to the dormitories. What? Me? Do you see anyone else here with pink hair? En-chan. Ichiro began to walk off and Naruto, after a bit of hesitation, followed her. Then, Kenpachi slapped his head. He had forgotten to tell Naruto about Ichiro's little problem. Maybe it was this way. Man, this girl has no sense of direction. After half an hour, Naruto and Ichiro were still wandering around, looking for the dormitories. Did we get lost? No. It's only that I really don't know where we are. Great. Akami came to help in the form of Madara Mikaku. The bald boy had just walked in sight from another corridor. Ichiro-sama, and who is the new boy? Ah. Mikaku. Thanks Kami. This is Naruto, a new member of our division. And we got lost while searching for the dormitories. Typical of Ichiro-sama. Shut up. I'll tell Ken-chan. Well, I'm Madara Mikaku, 3rd seat of the 11th division. Follow me if you want to reach the dormitories. And your room, Ichiro-sama, is the 3rd one on the right of the 2nd corridor on the left. See you later, Naruto-chan. Okay Ichiro-sama Ichiro-chan. And Ichiro walked away, leaving a relieved Naruto and an amused Ikaku. Ichiro-chan. And she lets you calling her like that? Actually, she told me I can. What? Man, only Captain Zaraki can call her like that and he doesn't. Repute yourself fortunate. I think she likes you. Really? Good to know. Well, since you're new here, I'll tell you a few things while I show you your room. First, no slacking off. Second, one time a week, the entire division endures a special training and only the ones on missions can jump it. Understood, and what is this special training? Trying to survive for half an hour fighting with Captain Zaraki and Ichiro-sama without using Zanpakuto or Shinigami arts. For surviving you mean not letting yourself be hit, right? Yes. Captain Zaraki doesn't kill anyone during training. Phew. Well, here you go. I'll see you later. Naruto observed Ikaku walking away and then he opened the door of his room, thinking. This division is full of strange people. 654. 655. Naruto was in the central garden of the 11th division, practicing his sword skills. He was sweating, since he had been practicing for 2 hours already. 656. Training hard. Naruto turned around. Another new face. This one was quite the girly dude, with one of his eyes covered by his hair. And you are? The name's Asagawa Yumichika, 5th seat of the 11th division. Ah. I apologize. You must be Naruto the new boy. Why were you searching for me? Well, I suggest you take a shower first. Then, come to the war room. War room? The reunion place. We call it that. And I ask why? It's about your first mission. The war room was a large room where all the division members from the captain till number 13 reunited to discuss matters or to assign missions. In the room were now Zaraki, Ikaku, and Yumichika. Naruto was standing. Well, I suppose you want to know about your mission. Yes. Well, in the human world there's a city where there's quite a spiritual turbulence. We suspect that soon a hollow will appear. You're going to patrol that city for 7 days. If we detect a hollow appearing, we'll send you information to the re-iPhone. Yes, Captain. Can I ask which city needs my help? It's in Italy. It's called Rome. Yes sir. Italy. Take this. Zaraki tossed to Naruto an item which seemed like a little cylindrical candy container in the shape of a cat. Soul Candy was written on it. Soul Candy? The original name was Gakongan, but the Shinigami Women's Association wasn't a cute name, so well, the Soul Candy contains an artificial personality. Since you'll have to stay in a Gikai for eventual investigations, you'll need to eat one of those candies. You will be forcibly put out of the Gikai, and the artificial soul will take control of your body. Understood. When will I depart? Right now. Yes, Captain. Naruto slashed the air with his Zanpakuto, revealing a portal. He was going to walk into it when… Naruto. Yes. We have your Gikai here. And Zaraki slammed a Gikai of Naruto dressed with jeans and a white t-shirt with the emblem of Nike and a pair of Air Nike straight on the table. Hand it carefully, damn it. Ops. Sorry. I apologize, Captain. That's okay, but in return, you'll have to fight me when you come back. One more time. Wow, it's a beautiful city, Rome, NH. Naruto was in Rome, in his Gikai. He was in Piazza di Spagna Spain Plaza looking around. This world was quite different from his own. The city was full of people. The clothes were much different and they based their living more on technology and, more or less, it wasn't a world always at war. Well, since I can't do anything till I receive orders, I can visit the city. According to this guide, if I walk up there, I will end in the panoramic terrace of Pincio. There's a beautiful sight from there. Well, let's. The boy came flying down from the set of stairs. Naruto barely dodged it ducking. He looked upon the set of stairs. Upon it was a girl wearing a pair of black boots, a pair of jeans pants, and a blue t-shirt with the writing "Stare, and you're dead" in black. The girl had short black hair, spiky in some way, and black eyes. She was tall and slender. Try to grope me one more time, and I'll break your every bone. Word a Patana note. I'll put Italian words every and often, since we are in Rome, and I'll translate. Shit bitch. The guy rushed away, wiping out a bit of blood coming out of his mouth. Naruto then turned to look at the girl, who was descending the stairs, since she had noticed that she had almost launched the boy on another boy. Stybeen. Are you okay? Damn Italian. See, yes. Thanks Kami-sama. Do you speak Japanese? You too? How fortunate. I'm not very good with Italian, you know. Well, I'm Japanese too. The name's Uzumaki Naruto. What about you? Arasawa. Arasawa Tatsuki. So what are you doing here in Rome? And why was that guy flying? First answer. Summer holidays. Second answer. She groped me. Ah, understood. Well, I was going to visit Rome too, so what do you say if we hang up? Hey, I have to warn you. I'm the captain of the karate team of my school. Well, one more reason to not fear me. So, what about it? Okay. I can eventually kick your sorry ass, so. Glad to hear that. So where? Well, there's the Church of Santa Trinita dei Monti, near here. Okay. Let's go to Via dei Condati. Condati Avenue, there are a lot of boutiques. That's what I wanted to hear. Ouch. Baka. That's a mirror. It was evening, and Naruto and Tatsuki were in the amusement park of Ure, in the district of Ure. I know, it's strange, but it's true. In the mirror maze, and Naruto had just hit a mirror with his head, and Tatsuki was laughing her soul out. After a few minutes, they finally found the exit. Damn it, stupid mirrors. It's the first time I see someone bouncing into a mirror. It's not that funny. Those things hurt. Yeah. What about pizza? The best is in Naples, but I read that there's a place near here quite. Belay. Hey. It's her. Naruto and Tatsuki turned around and they saw the guy who Tatsuki sent flying that morning with a few of his friends. They quickly surrounded the two in a circle. The Ora di Pagar, Patana, it's payback time, bitch. Wow, quite courageous. 6 versus 1. Hey. Count me in. I can fight. And what can you do? Naruto noticed a walking stick on the ground. Someone had dropped it, probably. Naruto grabbed it while one of the 6 attackers was rushing at him. And a second after, the attacker was flying up in the air and Naruto had just swung the walking stick. Tatsuki was staring at him in disbelief. Wow, do you practice kendo? And saying that she punched another guy in the face without even looking at him. Yes. What about you? Karate. Black belt. And in a minute all the attackers were unconscious on the ground. Tatsuki dusted off his clothes and Naruto dropped the walking stick. Then they both looked at each other and they smiled. You're though, for a girl. You too for being a boy who bleaches his hair. Hey, blonde is my natural color. The iPhone suddenly rang. Naruto took it. A hollow. In Città del Vaticano. But it's a sacred place. It's the residence of the Pope, damn it. Well, hollows don't know about religion anymore. Sorry, gotta go. Too bad. Well, can we see each other tomorrow? Well, I'll be around for another 6 days, so why not? What about tomorrow at 10 AM at the capital? That's okay with me. See ya tomorrow, then. Okay. See ya. And saying that, Naruto rushed away. Totsuki waved off, and suddenly her phone rang too. Yes. Orihime. Fool girl. You're calling from Japan to Italy, you're calling from another house. You tripped off on a trash can and ended up in it. Oh, Orihime. Yes, I'm doing fine. Interesting things. Well, I met a boy this morning. Stop this nonsense. No, I'll take a photo of him tomorrow. Okay. Naruto rushed to the place signaled on the iPhone. When he arrived in front of St. Peter's Basilica, he took out the soul candy and ate it. Suddenly he was out of his body, in his Shinigami uniform, and his body was moving on its own. Wow, quick. Hello. Nice to meet ya, master. What's your name? I feel uneasy calling you Naruto, since I am Naruto. Don't you have a name? Nope. What about Jin? Since you're a Gakkongan. And I expected to. It's here. A loud scream echoed in the air, and a portal was opening in the air. An enormous white clawed hand was coming out of it. Here it comes. Naruto looked above his head. A black hole appeared in the sky, and from inside it exited a hollow. This one's body was hedgehog-like, full of spikes, and the only thing white was the mask. Hurry and hide in a safe place. Understood. Jin rushed away, leaving Naruto to fight his second hollow. The monster noticed him and slowly turned versus him. Oh, Shinigami, right. You sure smell tasty. I don't know if you like the taste of my Zanpakuto, though. Pretty confident. Take this. Hedgehog rush. What? The hollow curled up in a ball and started to run towards Naruto. Naruto dodged, and the hollow, without stopping his rolling, turned back and rushed at him. I bet this one played too much Sonic the Hedgehog in his life. We're sorry for the interruption, but it's an informational break. Here's Yururu's guide to Bleach. Star Wars theme on. Yururu walks in, dressed like Obi-Wan and bows, and then she puts a letter out of her dress. Dear Yururu, why does Shinigami, and particularly Naruto, know about things like the diagrams? Peter. Dear Peter, Shinigami must learn all things about human life to better disguise them as Shinigami and to better investigate their obsessions or unfinished businesses. I hope to have been useful to you. She's so cute. Applauses. The show will start again soon. Well, I'm not going to be killed by some psycho otaku of Vatican. Die. Ah. Naruto unsheathed his sword and swung it in front of him. He stopped the rotation of the hollow, blocking a few of his spikes. What? If I can't hit you because of your rotation, then I will simply block you. How could he see my spikes while I was rotating? Back in my life, I used to see things much faster than your so-called rotation. Naruto grabbed the hilt of the sword with both hands, and with a fine strong blow he cut in half the hollow, who disappeared soon after. This one went to the Soul Society. Maybe ones who were evil humans in life are strongest. Ma. Hey Jin. You can come out now. Jin suddenly came out from behind the pillar. Hey, what's with the look? You took care of it rather quickly, master. Call me Naruto. And it was a piece of cake. Then, I'll return the soul candy. Yes, see you later. Naruto put on a soul glove note. The thing Rukia used to forcibly remove Ichigo's soul from his body. And extracted the soul body from his Gigai. Then he re-entered it. Now, should I take a nap? It was 10 AM. Time for the appointment. And Naruto was in front of the capital, wearing a blue t-shirt with a white star on it and a pair of large jeans ripped at various points. Suddenly, he saw a man coming out of a limo. An almost bald one. If I remember well, he should be the Italian First Minister. He also visited Bush in Washington. How was his name? Silvio Berlusconi Ma. Hey. Naruto. Oh. Totsuki. Totsuki had finally arrived. She was wearing a pair of dark blue jeans and a blue t-shirt with the writing "Don't touch. Danger for you only." Hey, someone might think we dressed the same on purpose. I'll just beat the hell out of them. Shall we go? Okay. Where to? I wanted to see the Colosseum today. Okay. Then, to the Colosseum. Hey. Don't be so energetic, damn it. Why? Fear you can't catch up. What? Then let's see who the first to reach the metro is. Okay. See you later, then. That's my line. In the end we didn't take the metro. Right, what a moron. Hey, I didn't start it. Well, here we are. Naruto and Totsuki had finally arrived at the Colosseum, panting hard because they got carried away by their little competition. Well, it's a beautiful place. It's a shame that isn't allowed to see it from the inside, or maybe. Totsuki started to walk over the chains, which were like saying keep out. Hey. We can't. Shut up. Come on. Only 5 minutes. Okay. But be prepared to run. Okay. The two walked into the Colosseum and soon they were in the arena where many gladiators fought in the past in front of the emperors. Wow. It's really another thing than seeing it in a book. Yes, I must agree. The iPhone suddenly rang. Naruto immediately took it out of his pocket. Damn it, now a hollow is to appear. Naruto went eyes wide open. The hollow was about to appear and the writing said, Colosseum. Then, Naruto immediately looked up. A black hole. And something falling out of it. While searching for Jin, he said. Totsuki. Watch out. The hollow fell behind Totsuki, knocking her to the ground. She hit a small rock and fell unconscious. Immediately, Naruto took her from the ground in his Shinigami form while Jin took control of his Gigai. They both looked at their opponent. It was a hollow with a white body and a purple mane. His mask had two enormous sable-like teeth. The lower part of his body was lion-like and the upper part human-like with two incredibly long and busty arms. And claws showing themselves on both the hands and the pawns of the hollow. He looked around and then his gaze locked on the three beings in front of him. A Shinigami, a human, and a Gigai with a Gakongan inside a tasty lunch, I must say. This hollow is completely different from the other two I fought till now. His Ryatsu amount is enormous. How fortunate. Right after arriving, I find my praise. Jin, take Totsuki out of here. Yes. Naruto handed Totsuki to Jin, who began to run away with the girl in his arms. How pathetic. The hollow moved at a very fast rate and in a few seconds he was in front of Jin, his right claw raised. Do you really believe that a predator lets his prey run away so easily? For this carefulness you should die. The hollow lowered his claw to hit Jin and Totsuki. Damn big troubles. The Kaku was running through the 11th Division headquarters to the war room. He walked in to find Captain Zaraki sleeping in his chair. See Captain Zaraki. Ikaku. What's up? Terrible news. Another hollow appeared in the city where Naruto was sent. Well, so? We warned him. Yes, but this is a hollow. Look. The Kaku handed Zaraki a paper. On the paper were the photo of the hollow and a few stats. Name. Cannibalian. An A-class hollow, guilty of already killing 10 Shinigami. Naruto is just a rookie. There's no way that he can fight a hollow of A-class. We need at least 3 other rookies or 1 Shinigami able to use Shikai to take it down without problems. The claw never connected with Jin and Totsuki. Because Naruto had parried his attack with his Zanpakuto. Very quick. Damn what strength. Naruto, he will not let us get away. Then, try to stay away from us while we were fighting. Then, let's fight, Shinigami. I'll have the human and the Gakongan for dessert. Naruto backed off from the hollow with a jump. When Jin and Totsuki were out of reach for attacks, he rushed at the hollow. He tried to slash him horizontally, but the hollow simply jumped high in the air and started to fall on him with his claws stretched. What a jumping ability. Naruto jumped back just in time to dodge Cannibalian's attack. If his ability is to jump, I only have to be careful about his timing. Brewer. Suddenly Cannibalian turned his head towards Naruto and opening his mouth he shot a ball of pure Ryatsu. Naruto parried the attack with his Zanpakuto, but he got pushed by the enormous power of the blow and he crushed onto the stands of the Colosseum and the blow exploded on him. Naruto stood newly up in the smoke, eyes coming out of a cut on his forehead. Suddenly, something grabbed him by the waist and carried him out of the smoke. Cannibalian's tongue. Die. Using his tongue like a lazo, Cannibalian smashed Naruto in the middle of the arena with enough strength to make him create a crater in the ground. How can you have so many different abilities? Do you know how Meinos are born? Meinos? As Meinos Grand. Exactly. How? They are born when a large number of hollows congregate and fuse. Yes. That's one way. The other way is for a hollow to eat others of his kind. The Meinos can use all the abilities of the hollows he eats. Now I understand why you're named Cannibalian. Cannibalian loosened the grip on Naruto and his tongue turned back normal. You said without problems. You can't learn anything in a fight if the fight doesn't put you against difficulties. And if you want to face and destroy those difficulties, life must be put on the line. I thought this to you too, Ikaku. Yes. I'm sorry, Captain. It's only that Naruto is promising. And it would be a shame for him to be killed by a hollow. Yes, he's strong, that's why I have faith in his victory. Yes. And I can't wait to see how much stronger he will come back from this mission. Cannibalian suddenly found out that he had problems talking. Why? Because his tongue was now slashed in 2 pieces. One still connected to his body, bleeding, and the other one was at Naruto's feet. His Zanpakuto was covered in a trail of blood. Phi. Don't do that face, scaredy cat. I'm certain that you have a healing ability too, right? Cannibalian's tongue glowed, and in a few seconds it was like new. I'll make you suffer for this. It's certainly a tough fight. He has I don't know how many different abilities, and I can't let him hit Totsuki or Jin. I must end this quickly if my theory is right. I have only this way. Suddenly, the ground moved under Naruto's feet. It acted like a catapult, sending him flying in the air. Cannibalian jumped and punched Naruto with both his hands joined. It's not over, you punk. Cannibalian newly grabbed Naruto with his tongue and he landed on the ground. He smashed Naruto about 15 times all over the arena, making crater after crater. Jin was watching the scene horrified from his hiding place. It's terrible, maybe I should help him, but he would discover my secret. Damn it. Cannibalian jumped the highest he could in the air, his tongue and Naruto behind his back. Then he moved his entire body forward, smashing Naruto into the ground with all the strength he had. The Colosseum trembled from the shaking. Final blow. Ray blast. An enormous ball of Reiatsu exited Cannibalian's mouth. The explosion filled the entire arena of the Colosseum, and the light could probably be seen in all Rome. Cannibalian landed on the ground, panting. Damn Shinigami, but now you're finished. Naruto-san. From the smoke covering the huge crater exited a bloody figure. A Shinigami all covered in blood. His face. His hair. His hand. His Zanpakuto. But he was still alive. And more than a Shinigami, he now looked like a demon. Impossible. What a hit. If I hadn't used a demon art to protect myself, now I will probably be done for. How can you? Your fatigue confirms my theory. What are you talking about? I thought. If it is so convenient to become a Meinos eating other hollows, why are you maybe the only one who does it? The answer is simple. Even if you gain their abilities, you don't obtain enough Reiatsu to use them. That's why Meinos are usually born when hollows fuse together. Probably it's the only way to reach the right amount of Reiatsu. Don't tell me. Yes. I provoked you on purpose. To make you use all your powerful attacks at once, waiting for you to finish your Reiatsu. But you couldn't know if I could kill you in the process. Yes. It was a hazard, but I like hazards. Naruto grabbed the hilt of his Zanpakuto and he began to emit Reiatsu. All his Reiatsu at once. The waves of spiritual energy began to move dust and little rocks. Cannibalian began to sweat. What about you? Do you want to take the risk of trying to survive after being hit by a blow strengthened by all my Reiatsu? TSK, what a question. Suddenly Cannibalian felt pain. Naruto had slashed him 4 times in the chest, 2 diagonally, 1 horizontally, and another 1 vertically. Blood started to come out of it and he fell on the ground, on his back. Phew, I really used all my Reiatsu in that last attack. Fortunately I have that medicine in my pocket. Hey Jin. Come out and toss it to me. Jin came out and looked at Naruto. Then, his face went blank. He rushed at Naruto and behind him. Hey, what the? Cannibalian's body was smoking. Jin picked it up with his hands and then he launched him very, very high in the sky where the body exploded. Naruto couldn't believe his eyes. You're not a Gekongan. No. I'm a mod soul. They should have been all destroyed. I'm probably the last one. I ended up in the Gekongan stock for an error. You know what I should do to you, right? Come on. Kill me. I'm just a tool of war, after all. Flashback. I only considered Haku as a tool. Ninja must only be war tools. It was the same for Zabuza and that child. Then, I decided. I will become a ninja in my own way. End of the flashback. You're such an idiot. Naruto poked Jin on his forehead. Then again and again and again. I said that you're an idiot. Idiot. Hey. Stop that. How could I kill you? First. I'm low, now. And with your amazing arm strength, you could probably kick my ass and fly. Second. Even if I was in full health, you're into my Gigai. And I still need it for 6 days, you know. Third. You have my medicine in the right pocket of the jeans. And fourth. I'm not such a bastard to kill someone who saved me and a friend of mine. And especially, I can't kill someone with a personality and feeling so easily. Are you going to stare at me like that for how much time? Dim the medicine, damn it. Naruto started to search in his jeans for a little bottle. He found it. He drank all the liquid inside while Jin was still staring. What a bad taste. Well, since you're going to be my Gekongan and my personal mod soul, I'll find you a body, sooner or later. Now, I need my Gekongan. Police are sure to come. Yes. Good night, Jin. The last thing Jin saw was the gloved hand of Naruto. Itsuki woke up. Her eyes blinked a few times. It was evening and she was in her hotel room. She looked around and she saw Naruto reading a magazine seated on a sofa. Naruto. You're finally awake. What happened? I remember we were in the Colosseum. I think it was a sort of terrorist attack. There have been a lot of explosions and the Colosseum got damaged. Really? They're telling it on the news too. Thanks for taking me here. By the way, how did you know about where I was staying? I found the address on the note in your wallet. Ah. So. Itsuki suddenly realized something. Her wallet was in the back pocket of her jeans. So that meant that Naruto, to take it out, must have. You sick pervert. Ouch. Well, I suppose goodbye. Yes. Naruto was with Totsuki at the airport. Last day of vacancies for both of them. I hope to see you again. Me too. But I doubt we will. Well, last call for my fly. Goodbye, Naruto. And then Totsuki did something that he had never done to any male before. She kissed Naruto on the cheek and then she rushed away, waving with his right hand. Naruto slowly massaged the point where she had kissed him. Now, you'll probably never change this gigai. I've already told you to shut up. A talking action figure of Eddie Guerrero is a bit unusual to see. Yes, because Naruto, since he couldn't find a dead animal body, he put Jin inside a 60 centimeters tall action figure of Eddie Guerrero, which was now holding inside a sack. Note. Why Eddie Guerrero? Because I was one of his greatest fan. That's why. Then he rushed outside the airport and used another Gakkongan to exit his gigai. Then he immediately put out the Gakkongan to keep Jin's presence hidden. Then he grabbed his Zanpakuto and stabbed the air. Then, he turned it clockwise. The door of a dojo appeared. He walked inside it carrying his gigai and he was in the war room. Kenpachi, Yuichiro, and Ikaku were there. Welcome back, Naruto-chan. You managed to beat him. How was your mission? Great. And your fight? I got actually turned on. HMPH. As expected. Good job, Naruto. Thanks, Captain. Then Naruto bowed and was about to walk away when. Where do you think you're going? Naruto felt a terrible spiritual pressure. Captain Kenpachi's won. He slowly turned around, sweating. You promised me a fight. Renji was really worried about a certain thing and he was walking to Naruto's room to talk to him about the matter. He knocked twice at the door. Nothing. No answer. He leaned the ear next to the door and he felt sobs. Renji, amused, opened the door. He found a crying Naruto watching TV. Naruto. Sniff. Ah, Renji. What's up? Well, when I was in Rome, I heard about this wrestling thing. So I got curious and I wanted to take a look. So? I got a liking for it. And? My favorite wrestler is Eddie Guerrero and I've just discovered that he's dead. Oh Baka, this is Soul Society. If he was a good guy he's probably around here, somewhere. Hey. You're right. I'm off. Wait a minute, damn it. I'm here to tell you something. Hey? Ah, right. What's up? Hurry, I have to meet Eddie-sama. I'll kill him, it's about Rukia. Rukia-chan? What happened? She disappeared. What? When? A month ago. The day after your departure. Sorry I'm telling you only now, but the thing has been made official only now. No one on the Sarate can more feel her Shinigami powers. Has she been? No. It's impossible. She was fighting a hollow of D class when the thing happened. But suddenly, her Reiatsu disappeared and another one appeared instead. And soon after the hollow disappeared. The strange thing is that we can't track down this new Shinigami Reiatsu. It disappears continuously. Do they keep on searching? Of course. Rukia is a member of the noble Kichiki family, after all. It's obvious. Thanks for the advice. I think I'll go out later. See ya. Renji left, leaving a shocked Naruto alone in his room. It was impossible that Rukia had been defeated by a weak hollow. So, what happened? In the meanwhile, Jin exited his hiding place from under the bed. Is this Rukia a friend of yours? Yes, Jin. Hey, can I watch WrestleMania while you're away? Go ahead. I'm going to take a walk. Okay. I want to learn the ankle lock this time. Naruto walked out and locked the door behind him. He didn't feel like meeting Eddie-sama, so he decided on taking a walk. While he was in his thoughts, he heard some ruckus coming from the main garden. Damn you. We told you to clean our rooms too. But it wasn't on my chores list. Naruto turned around. He saw two men from his same division bullying a boy from the 4th division, it seemed. He had black hair and ice-colored eyes. Naruto, remembering his time back in Konoha, thought that bullying someone isn't a very cute thing to do. So, he approached them. Hey. What's up? And who are you? I'm Uzumaki Naruto. Your division. What are you bullying this guy for? He's only a guy from the 4th division. Well, then I'll have to tell you Chiri-chan. What? And what makes you think that the Vi? You idiot. The other one grabbed his friend's arm and dragged him away. Then Naruto turned to the boy who was still on the ground and offered him his right hand to get back on his feet. Having a vice captain with a crush on you is a good thing, I suppose. Are you alright? Why yes, thanks for your help. No problem. I hate bullies. Naruto helped the boy to get up. He dusted his clothes off and then looked at his savior. By the way, I'm Yamada Hinataru, 7th seed of the 4th division and squad leader of the 14th squad of the top class paramedic team. Wow. Then you're my superior. I'm Uzumaki Naruto, a simple rookie. It's the first time that a guy from the 11th division treats me like this. Hey, there's no need to be so formal. Okay, so, how old are you? 16. You're my age, then. Hey, why didn't you react? Where's your Zanpakuto? If I don't carry it around so much, I'm specialized in healing, but it would have been useless. I'm so weak. Useless? Hey, but do you train? Another useless thing for me. Naruto was now observing the boy with a strange look on his face. Hey. Have you finished your chores? Yes. Why do you? Hey. Naruto had lifted Hinataru and had placed him on his shoulder, carrying him like a sack of potatoes. What the hell? We're going to have a drink discussing how important it is to carry your Zanpakuto around, training, and reacting to bullies. Drink? Yep. I heard of a really good bar in the Gagonkai. Hey Naruto hick. I have to tell you something. What? Hick. This is the first time I get drunk in my life. Me too. These are the hot springs. Stay in here till you get back sober. Naruto and Hinataru got drunk, so a man from the Gakongai called for a Shinigami of the 7th division, who took them to the hot springs, kicked them in, and closed the door. Naruto and Hinataru were on the ground, ass in the air. I think we should take a bath. Yef. The two boys slowly took off their clothes and then splashed into the water. They both got back to the surface, almost sober. Naruto shook his head, sending water flying around him. Hinataru simply rubbed his temples. Man, what an headache. I hope the voices don't reach the 4th division. What voices? It would be all true. We got drunk, we caused quite a ruckus, and we tried to flirt with girls. Yeah. The good thing was that they seemed to agree with it till you vomited in front of them. Don't remember me. But it was funny, NH. Yes. It was funny. By the way, are these hot springs divided? Yes. The woman's side is behind that wall. Naruto, no. Only a little peek. Stop. 2 degrees 0 degrees Lati. Don't tell me what you are seeing. I don't want to know. You're missing something. Yes, he was missing something. In the hot spring was a single woman, with not much cleavage in sight because of the water, but what Naruto was seeing was enough. The girl had beautiful violet hair that reached the middle of his back and piercing black eyes. The girl was now brushing her hair and Naruto stared at her for 5 minutes, which seemed an eternity to him. Then, the girl stood up and Naruto quickly turned away, blushing. Kami-sama, who was she? I've never seen a girl so beautiful in the Sirite, but she must be a Shinigami. Hey Naruto. You're tomato red. Yes, I am. I saw maybe a goddess. Was she so pretty? Yeah. Okay, it's late and it's better for me to go back to the 4th division headquarters. I hope that Unohana-sama doesn't hear anything about this. Okay, see you soon. And remember to train. Okay, and you, try to improve your medic skills. Okay. Hinataru was back at the 4th division headquarters and he was silently sneaking in, passing through the garden, tiptoeing. Where are you going, Hinataru-chan? Unohana-sama. Hinataru turned around and he saw the 4th division captain, Unohana-retsu. The female Shinigami was smiling, but Hinataru knew that he was in trouble. So? Why so late? I went out with a friend of mine, he practically dragged me in a bar. Hinataru placed a hand on his temples, massaging them. Retsu began to observe him slowly. Headache, red eyes, and there's an almost gone smell of sake. Oh Kami-sama. She has already guessed it. I must guess that the 2 Shinigami who got drunk in the Gakongai were you and this friend of yours. Yes, Unohana-sama. Said Hinataru, lowering his entire self on the floor, on his knees and hands. I'm terribly sorry. It was the first time I drank and… Who is he? Who is this friend of yours? No one from our division. He's from the 11th division. His name is Uzumaki Naruto. Yes. I remember him. The new rookie of Kenpachi-san. Yes. For this time only you can go, but don't do anything like this ever again. Understood? Yes, Unohana-sama. But don't do anything like this ever again without inviting us. Understood? Yes, Captain. Very well, now, go to sleep. Tomorrow I want to tell you about something. Yes. Naruto slept well, even if Jin was still watching a lot of WWE DVDs. After breakfast, he went to Captain Kenpachi's room. The captain was waiting for him with Ichiru, a smirk on his face. So what's up, Captain? Well, do you know about the Shinigami tournament? Of course. It's like a sort of exhibition. 1 Shinigami for each division must enter it and they can be in the division only from 2 human years. Well, even if you're Shinigami only from a month and a half. Hen-chan decided to be Naruto-chan. What? Yes. You will enter the competition. From what I heard, there will be only 8 competitors, since the 1st, the 2nd, the 4th, the 12th, and the 13th division will not enter the competition this year. But still. You have the biggest amount of Reiatsu I have ever seen in a rookie. The proof is your Zanpakuto. But if you don't want to enter, then we will have a week-long training, only me and you. I accept the offer with the greatest possible pleasure. Anything, but not that. Very well. The tournament will start in a week. You should prepare yourself. Sigh. Understood. Naruto walked out, leaving a smirking Kenpachi and a concerned Yachiru. En-chan, I'm worried about Naruto. What for? Even if he's strong, he will not have a chance versus the 12th and the 8th division men. They both know Shikai. Don't worry. Nobody dies in these tournaments. And after all, Shikai isn't a big thing. I'm captain and I don't even know the name of my Zanpakuto. Fighting alongside with your sword, bullshit. I hope so. Now, even the Shinigami tournament man, I'm a really busy man. Hey. Watch out. Naruto and Hinataru were sparring in the middle of the dojo of the 4th division. Naruto was about to cut his own right index finger because he was distracted. Oops. You're here to help me to train on my sword skills, not on my healing ones. Sorry, I was quite distracted. So, your division never enters the tournament? Nope. We are. Too weak. I already know this nonsense. Nonsense. When I was alive I was so weak that I failed the final exam 3 times at the academy. But in the end I became one of the strongest geniuses of my village. If you were so strong, why have you died? I was reckless. I lowered my guard because I was fighting with my best friend. Your best friend, and he killed you? Yes. It is not a habit for ninjas, right? Eh? What are you talking about? Well, you're my only friend, so, at the same time, you're my best friend. I was wondering if I should be worried. Don't worry. But you could get killed if you slack off during training. Hey. Don't rush at that speed. While the 2 guys were sparring, Naruto smirking and Hinataru panicking, a smiling 4th division captain was observing them from behind a pillar. The big crew of Shinigami was at the tournament, all the captains and vice-captains included, ready to see the fights. The 8 contenders were standing in the arena in the middle of a stadium-like structure. With them was the vice-captain of the 8th division, Ice Nassau. She's cute, but she's not the hot springs girl. Well, we'll start the fights. The first 2 contenders are Uzumaki Naruto from the 11th division and Asaru Kigo from the 7th division. Wow, it's already my turn. This reminds me of the Chunin selection exam. Let's hope that the Sarate doesn't end like Konoha, though. Naruto placed his hand on the hilt of his Zanpakuto, looking at the guy in front of him. He was a member of the 7th division, with short black hair and black eyes. He was holding a normal. His Reiatsu amount is lower than mine. The rules are simple. Whoever falls off the arena, gets unconscious or surrenders loses. Begin. Naruto's opponent moved towards him, trying a frontal assault. Naruto simply backed off of 1 step and parried the attack, placing his Zanpakuto in front of him. The 2 swords clashed. His swordsmanship is at an equal point, though I still can win. The 7th division Shinigami backed off and then rushed at Naruto, trying to slash him a few times, but Naruto quickly parried it. Then, once blocked the sword of his opponent, he pushed his one forward, unbalancing him. And then he moved his Zanpakuto horizontally. His opponent backed off in time, so Naruto injured him only barely. Not fast enough. Do you believe so? Suddenly the gash on the chest of the Shinigami of the 7th division became more large and deep and a lot of blood came out of it. Soon the Shinigami fell to the floor, dead. But a Shinigami doesn't really die so easily. Instead, he fell asleep. I was a ninja, so enveloping my Zanpakuto in chakra to increase its attack range is a piece of cake. And because I made a thin blade, it was practically invisible to your eyes. Naruto replaced his sword in its sheath and walked out of the ring. Immediately Nassau said. Winner. Uzumaki Naruto. Since cheering was not a good thing to do among the Gate 13, the crew started to murmur instead. Naruto walked out of the stadium and found Yuichiro hanging upside down from the ceiling. Nicely done, Naruto-chan. It seems that it will be easier than I thought. How annoying. Don't think too high of yourself, Naruto-chan. You're fortunate that the 2 strongest opponents are fighting against each other on the first turn. Are they stronger than me? I can't tell you. Then, I have to train. In a week you'll never be able to beat any of them. For once you should observe the fight. It's boring. And Naruto started to walk away. Naruto-chan. Yes, see you later, Vice Captain. I hate you. In the meanwhile, the 2 Shinigami from the 12th and 8th division mentioned by Yuichiro were ready to fight. Begin. Scream, Bakemono. Hug him, Ehebi. Naruto was walking for about 15 minutes, heading for the 11th division's headquarters, when he suddenly stopped, feeling 2 different Reiatsu from the stadium. Each one of them is much, much bigger than him. But they're not bigger than captains, but they're much bigger than mine. If this is the Ryatsu of those two that Yuichiro mentioned, then I'm in big trouble. Meanwhile, on the earth, an orange-haired Shinigami was fighting a hollow named Grand Fisher, while a female Shinigami, without powers at the moment, was watching. Ichigo. Naruto hoped to see the abilities of his next opponent, since he had passed the second turn to the guy from the 12th division in his semi-final match, but the opponent surrendered without even drawing his sword. Naruto sighed. What a big man he was. Now Yuichiro was mad at him, and he was about to fight a strong opponent without knowing anything about him. So I need to apologize first, because she's my vice captain. Second, because Captain Zaraki will surely slit my throat. Third, I need tips. Ichiro was in her room, strangling a Naruto-like doll, with enraged eyes. Stupid, 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 stupid Naruto-chan. Suddenly she heard knocking at the door. Yuichiro said come forward, but when a spiky blonde head popped into the room, she immediately turned her head, her arms crossed. Are you still mad at me? HMPH. Well, sorry. I acted quite arrogant, and now, I'm in a mess. Your problems? Come on, listen, if you forgive me, and you help me, I'll do anything you want for one day. This is quite a dangerous thing to say, but I have no choice. Ichiro remained silent for a few seconds, but suddenly she said. Anything? Anything? Suddenly Ichiro turned around grinning. Naruto felt a cold shiver through his spine. Then, you'll take me out. What? On the earth. We'll go out together. 3 days after the end of the tournament. And if you get injured, immediately after you recover. Okay. Okay. I have a date with Naruto-chan. And Yuichiro jumped at Naruto, practically strangling him in an embrace. Naruto, while gasping for air, managed to say. Hey, I need help. Ah. Yes. So, what do you want? Well, about my next opponent. I see. You want to know why he's so strong, right? Right. Sorry, but I can't tell you the entire thing. I can give you tips, though. Okay. To gain more power, you must know your Zanpakuto better. Do you mean that I need to improve my swordsmanship? Wrong. Where the hell has Harrison come out? I mean exactly what I said. You need to know your Zanpakuto better, and you need to show her what you're able to do. What am I able to do? I can give you this last tip. Are not only weapons to kill hollows. Remember this. And please don't tell Ken-chan that I said it. Now, goodbye. Hey. Wait a minute. And then Yuichiro disappeared using Shunpo, leaving a sigh and confused Naruto. Knowing better the sword. Showing her what I am able to do. She was talking like the Zanpakuto was a person apart. A living being. Naruto unsheathed his Zanpakuto and placed it on the floor in front of him. He stared at it for minutes, then. Can you hear me? No response. What a baka I am. Well, it's late. I'll better catch a bit of sleep. So Naruto sheathed his sword and walked away to his room. When he opened it, he found Jin trying a frog splash from the bed on a straw doll. Kami-sama wrestling surely got to your head. And now Fu. So I am going to sleep. Naruto undressed himself and was about to enter the bed, but suddenly a foolish idea came to the surface. Damn. Jin, after a few minutes, looked at Naruto, and with Eddie's eyes he saw something very unusual. Naruto. Why are you sleeping with your Zanpakuto? Shut the hell up. Now, let's sleep. Naruto quickly fell asleep. And he had a very strange dream. When he woke up, he was dressed in his Shinigami uniform and he was seated on the top of a mountain. He looked around. Black clouds were in the sky and it seemed that a storm was about to start. A thunder echoed in the air while Naruto stood up on his feet. Man, where the hell am I? Everywhere and nowhere. Naruto turned around. Behind him was a tall man dressed in an emerald green samurai armor. The man had very long spiky blonde hair and cerulean eyes. Under the samurai armor, he had a ninja uniform on. Naruto immediately recognized him. Yondaime. Yondaime. What are you talking about? It's me £. How come I couldn't hear the last word? How disappointing you still can't hear it. I hope you don't meet anyone stronger than you with a killing intent while you're still like this. By the way, didn't you have a match today? Hey. How do you? Then, it's time for you to wake up. The lightning bolt fell from the sky and hit Naruto. I didn't do anything. Naruto woke up in his room, sweating and panting. He looked at the clock. 7:30 a.m. He had the match at 10 a.m. I have time to take a shower, then but what the hell was that dream? It felt so real. The thunder that hit me, and that man, who was he? Why did he look so much like Yondaime? One problem after another. Naruto was newly in the stadium. In front of him, his opponent. The guy from the 12th division. He had very short brown hair and black eyes. The vice captain Ice Nassau was still the referee. This is the final battle of this tournament. I want a fair battle. The rules are the same as the previous battles. So Kazuo Inaraki vs Naruto Uzumaki. Begin. The two opponents immediately unsheathed their zanpakutos. Kazuo's one was normal, smaller than Naruto's one. Kazuo arched an eyebrow in surprise. Is that the released form of your… Released form? As I thought. A weakling like you. Suddenly, Kazuo began to emit Reiatsu from his body. It's the same Reiatsu of that time, but what is he going to do? Who doesn't even know the name of his zanpakuto is a piece of cake for me. Sakab, Bakemono. Suddenly Kazuo's zanpakuto got enveloped in what seemed like mist, and when the mist cleared his zanpakuto had changed shape. The hand protection was still, as before, but the hilt was now in the shape of a screaming face note. Like the mask of the assassin of Scream, the blade, coming out from the mouth, was in a triangular shape, enlarging from the hilt till to the point of the blade, which had two cutting sides. What the hell? This is my Shikai. The name's Bakemono. You gave a name to your zanpakuto. HMPH. Stupid. All the zanpakutos have their own name. The trick is to discover it. And when you manage to do it and to release their Shikai, you achieve new frightening powers. Kazuo swung his sword diagonally in the air, and suddenly a loud screech could be heard in the whole stadium. Most of the people covered their ears, and Naruto too fell on one of his knees, covering one of his ears with the left hand and holding the zanpakuto with the right one. This is the special ability of my Bakemono. He emits sound waves at high frequency. It's painful, right? You. Naruto stood up, but immediately fell on his butt, like not able to remember how to walk properly. What the? Causing pain isn't the only purpose of Bakemono. The ear is the organ of balance. If a loud sound hits your ears, you aren't able to walk properly for a while. But it isn't over yet. Suddenly, Naruto's sight became blurry, and all the surroundings began to rotate and deform. And he began to feel nauseous. I can't. You can't see properly, right? But you can still feel pain. Naruto felt the Bakemono slashing through his shoulders and forearms and 2 times on his chest. He began to lose blood and to fall to the ground. He's too strong. Nope. It's you who is too weak. It's you again. I recognize your voice. Now, after being beaten like this, do you have a clue who I am? Are you my… Bingo. But you still can't hear my voice. Why? Because your ears are covered with fear. In the meantime, Naruto had fallen to the ground. The audience started to murmur, and Renji and Yuichiro in particular were worried about him. Yamada too, who was watching the match from the infirmary. TSK, what a baka. Naruto-chan. Naruto, you overdid yourself. Hey, referee. I won. Nope. He's not unconscious, but he doesn't seem able to stand up. So, I'll count to 10. 1. What do you mean? You were afraid of fighting this man because you only felt his Reiatsu. 3. You weren't like this when you were alive. 4. Yes, I was afraid. 5. But now I have tasted his sword and his technique is no more a mystery to me. 6. That's what I wanted to hear. Now, what about your old good? Say it one more time. I really like it. 8. I'll say things only once. Naruto, slowly, was trying to stand on his feet with his zanpakuto still in his hand. And I never go back on my words. How can you? This is my… Naruto was back on his feet, panting heavily, still bleeding, but on his feet. Nasu was amused, as the most part of the crew, but quickly recomposed herself, adjusted her glasses with one finger, and said. It seems like you're able to continue. The match continues. You're stubborn. Very well. I need to do you only a little more of damage. Very well. Now, you're able to hear my name and to wield me in my released form. Repeat the words that I say while holding me with both hands in front of you. Naruto did, as told, placing his zanpakuto in front of him, still panting. Each move caused him pain. You should probably surrender, or you'll be out for I don't know how much. Hamadari gone air. Huraken. Suddenly Naruto emitted an enormous amount of Reiatsu, moving the air around him with such power to blind for a moment most of the audience. Note. When I say most of the audience, I mean all except captains, vice captains, and the seated officers. When the smoke cleared away, Naruto was holding his Shikai. Well, the basic form was, as long as he was, the Shikai he was holding was only 150 mt long. The hilt and the hand protection were completely yellow, and the hilt was like a gear, but instead of teeth, he had clockwise curved spikes. The blade's internal part was azure sky, with a yellow carving of a little lightning in the middle. The outer part was completely white, and with 3 curved spikes on the point of the sword, pointing to the hilt. Is that your Shikai? I suppose. Ah. Naruto rushed at Kazuo with incredible speed and slashed vertically in front of him. Kazuo dodged to the left and then noticed that the point of the floor hit by Naruto was melted and smoking. You're your… Don't ask me anything. Right now, I'm only doing what he is telling me. Naruto pointed his sword at Kazuo, holding it with his right hand. Kazuo immediately backed off. Naruto still pointed his sword at him, immobile. Then, he placed his left hand on the hilt of the sword. Mauer. Naruto moved his hand, and suddenly the hilt of the sword began to rotate. And the blade vanished in the air. Anabakara no Arasi. And suddenly the rotating hilt emitted enormous thunder, which covered a cone-like area in front of Naruto. Kazuo got hit by two of them, and the electricity began to do its work. When the thunderstorm ended, the hilt stopped his rotation, and the blade reappeared. Kazuo was on the ground, shaking and smoking. Still alive, though. All the audience was surprised. And I mean all the audience. The most surprised was the old Yama. He was the oldest Shinigami in the Sarate, but… Ishiro, Kairaku. Yes, Yama-sama. Old Yama. Have you ever seen a thunder-based Zanpakuto? Never. Not once in my life. Neither am I. But the most interesting was probably the captain of the 12th Division, Kuritsuchi Mayuri. At his side, her daughter Kuritsuchi Nemu was still inexpressive, as ever. I knew that he was worth studying for. I should have started studying him 300 years ago, but I didn't have the permission, and neither do I have it now. Damn it, and I can't kill him making it look like an incident, because I need to study him alive, otherwise I will not be able to study his powers. I need to capture him alive. Nasu checked Kazuo's condition. He was unconscious. She cleared her throat and said. Winner and champion of this year. Uzumaki Naruto from the 11th Division. And then a clap could be heard in the stadium. It was Yamamoto-sama. Then another one. And another, soon all the stadium was clapping hands for Naruto. Naruto looked around, while his Zanpakuto turned back to his original form. Then Naruto fell unconscious on the ground. At that very moment, a team of medics appeared, Hinata leading. You overdid it, but you won. Naruto was newly on the mountain, with Huraken by his side. Nice battle. Well, it was you who told me how to use your powers. It was the first time for you, so it couldn't be helped. Well, now I'll describe my powers better. I'm Horate. The curved spikes of the swords emit an enormous heat, around 500 C degrees, because of the heat of the thunders contained in it. And the blade is at the same time a weapon and a plug. If you swirl the hilt, it disappears, and the thunders are able to exit it for a few seconds, the time the hilt keeps on rotating. Understood. But how come you look like Yondaime? Well, a Zanpakuto is the finest proof of a Shinigami power. And the man who looked more powerful to your eyes, back in the living world, was Yondaime. So. Understood. How much will I be unconscious? At least 2 days. Well, we'll have time to talk, then. Ichiru-chan told me that to get stronger I need to know my sword better. So tell me something about you. HMPH. Good thinking. Well, where should I start? I highly dislike red pepper, and… Naruto, after 2 days, finally woke up. He didn't even have the time to look around when someone hugged him from behind. Naruto-chan is finally awake. Ichiru-chan, Captain Zaraki. Well done, Naruto. Zaraki Kenpachi was in front of Naruto, smirking. But Naruto still felt a shiver going down his spine. I see that you have achieved Shikai. Yes. Well, you're going to try it on me this afternoon. What? No buts. Ah, and we made another decision. You're now the 4th seed of the 11th Division. 4th seed. Congratulations, Naruto-chan. But so soon. And now that I think about it, I've never seen the 4th seed of our division. That's because we don't have it. Eh? To tell the truth, our 4th seat should be Yumichika, but he said that he doesn't like number 4. So that moron took the 5th seat instead. Now, that place is yours. Congratulations. Thanks. Naruto-chan, remember that you promised me a date. Yes, I remember. What? What did you promise to Ichiru? That time Naruto became aware of the fatherly instinct of his captain. His Ryatsu emitted killing intent. Don't try anything funny, okay? Yes. Pen-chan, don't be so strict with him, it's only a date. In the meanwhile, on the earth. Ishida Ryu Quincy. I hate Shinigami. What? Don't you get it, Kurosaki Ichigo? I hate you. I'm so excited. What about you, Naruto-chan? Oh, yes. Naruto and Yuichiro were on the earth, in the city of Totsuki. Naruto took the opportunity to get a chance to see her again. They were walking in the streets. Naruto was dressed with a large pair of jeans, a red and blue short-sleeved shirt, and a pair of sneakers. On his wrist, a black G-Shock. Yuichiro was dressed in a pink top, a pair of blue trousers, and gymnastic shoes. He had a flower hairpin too, on the right side of her hair. She was practically hanging from Naruto's right arm. After 15 minutes of arguing about giving piggyback to girls without a good reason is an unusual thing to see, she chose his arm instead. Where are you going to take me? I never had a date with a girl when I was alive. Well, apart from the sorta one with Sakura that evening when Sasuke ran away. And here in this world, things are different. Well, if I remember right, what about a movie? A movie? Why not? Okay, the cinema is near here. Yawn, so boring. Well, we should yell as well, I think. Naruto and Yuichiro decided on a horror movie, but it wasn't frightening at all for people who deal with ghosts every day. But they yelled as well to not make the other notice about their strangeness. They exited the cinema very bored. Well, at least those popcorn were very tasty. And now? Well, it's about 10:30 p.m. I heard about a place where people go dancing. You're talking about a disco. Exactly. Should we go? I've appositely ordered 2 Gigai able to dance every dance in the world. What? Can they make Gigai capable of such things? Yep. Want to try? My, I can't say no when you make that face. Is it because I'm cute? Maybe. Don't tease me, Naruto-chan. The 2 Shinigami entered the disco and they found a new world waiting for them. People dancing, people drinking, people vomiting in angel lights, music, and smoke. Wow. It's so strange here, let's take a look around. The red-haired girl with glasses flew right in front of Naruto and Yuichiro and ended up rolling on the floor, blood coming out of her mouth. She slowly got on one of her knees and then she said, HMPH for my beloved Orihime, this and more oof. The glass hit her straight in the face. Naruto felt like a déjà vu and he heard a familiar voice. How many times I have to tell you to stay away from Orihime? It can't be. Naruto turned around. He saw a girl with black eyes and short spiky black hair wearing a pair of military green trousers, a pair of black boots and a black t-shirt yelling at the red-haired girl. Naruto made eye contact with her. The girl blinked 2 times in disbelief. Then she placed her hands on her sides and she looked at him in a strange way, half between amused and ironic. You. Hi Tatsuki. Tatsuki walked to him and locked his neck between her arms in pure wrestling style. You damn baka. You forgot to give me your telephone number. Ahi. You too. I'm a girl. We give numbers only if asked. I have my doubts. What? My neck. Tatsuki-chan, who is this guy? Naruto turned around. He saw a bunch of guys. A beautiful girl with long orange hair wearing a light violet skirt, a pink t-shirt and a pair of pink shoes. An enormous tanned guy with a pair of beige trousers full of pockets and a black t-shirt without sleeves. And finally, an orange-haired boy. His hair was as spiky as Naruto's hair. It was the first time Naruto saw someone with his same kind of haircut. He was wearing a pair of blue jeans with a chain coming out of the pocket and connecting with the belt, a pair of Nike Shox, and a blue t-shirt with a white Hebraic star in the middle. Eyes. This is Naruto Uzumaki. The guy that you met in Rome. Exactly. Naruto, from the left. Orihime, Sato, and Ichigo. Ichigo. Cute name. Shoot up. It's Ichi for first prize and go for guardian angel. It ain't cute. Every time one reads his name as Strawberry, he goes mad. Understood? Hey. About the second guy, Nato. It's Sato. Yes. It's terribly difficult to say. What about if I call you Chad? Hey, what's up? Ichigo came up with the same idea the first time he met Sato. Really? Yes. Naruto-chan. Ichiro had just screamed, making the group of friends jump. She had her face puffy, enraged. Have you finished ignoring me? Sorry, Yuichiro-chan, this is Yuichiro. Hi. Nice to meet ya. Hi. Yo. Well, what are you two doing in the city? Well, we had some days of vacancies, so we decided to visit you. And you decided to come to a disco? Yep. So what about a dance? Well, what do you say, guys? Is this guy even able to dance? Try me, Ichigo. Freestyle, match. The 2 boys rushed to the middle of the dance floor. And the match began. Naruto was using break dance, Ichigo a strange mix between hip-hop and martial arts, maybe. Hey. I recognize break dance, but what about Ichigo? His dancing style is interesting, but I've never seen it before. Neither my Gigai. If I remember correctly. Flashback. Ichigo. Today your father will teach you the almighty Kurosaki dance style. The almighty what? End of the flashback. It's a personal dancing style created by his father. That was incredible. Yes. When you suddenly destroyed that glass with the head. Are those 2 drunk? Yes, I lost account after the 25th tequila boom boom. And you imagine who the 2 drunk people are? Naruto and Ichigo. Tatsuki and Sato were carrying them away while they kept on joking. Well, where is your hotel? We don't have one. We were going to go back to the Sarate. Naruto knows the way, but like this, and I have a very bad sense of direction. The last thing is true. Well, Naruto is going to sleep at Kurosaki's home. Yuichiro. You can stay with me. Oh thanks. Isn't the father of Kurosaki-kun going to be a little upset seeing Kurosaki-kun like this? He'll probably start blabbering about my son has finally reached the age to hang out and get drunk with friends. Or something like that. Understood. Itsuki-san. Yes Sato. What about Chizuru? Oops. The voice raised from the direction of the now closed disco. Someone help me. Naruto woke up. He blinked his eyes twice and then he looked around. He was in a sort of clinic wearing an azure pajama. He got on his feet and looked out of the window. The clinic was on the road, it seemed. And it was around 7 AM, it seemed. All was peaceful. Now not anymore. Good morning, Ichigo. What the? Naruto quickly turned around and he saw the door opening. A cute little girl with blonde hair and cerulean eyes with a plate full of food. Good morning. Ah, good morning. This is your breakfast, Naruto-chan. Thanks. How do you know my name? Itsuki-chan and the others took you here with Ichigo and told me that you got drunk. Daddy was hyper. My name's Chizuru, by the way. Thanks for the breakfast, Chizuru. My, you're cute. Chizuru blushed while Naruto ate the first bit of his breakfast. Wow, and you did this all alone? Yeah, let's say I'm in charge of everything in the house, since mom. Understood. And who was the one screaming? You're still slow, son. You have to train more. Shoot up. What kind of freaking way is this to wake up a son just getting back to sobriety? Don't tell me. Your father and Ichigo. Yes. Your clothes are in Ichigo's room. Okay. Naruto finished breakfast and then he headed upstairs to Ichigo's room. He didn't find him in. Where could my clothes be? Naruto then got a peek of a wardrobe. He even heard someone slightly snoring from inside it. It's just my imagination or. Naruto approached the wardrobe and then he stretched his hand towards it. He slightly opened it but suddenly he noticed his clothes on the chair. Here they are. So. Naruto got dressed and suddenly he began to search for Yuichiro's Ryatsu. We have to go back to the Soul Society. Here she is. Naruto quickly descended the stairs, missing for seconds the not anymore asleep girl coming out of the wardrobe. Now I'm imagining things. I heard Naruto's voice TSK. Come back soon, Naruto. My son needs more friends like you. Thanks. And say hi to him, please. What a strange man, Ichigo's father, and why can't I get rid of this strange feeling that I met him somewhere before? He practically forced me to stay here for lunch. I even helped him with the clinic ba. Naruto walked out of Ichigo's house, finally free. He followed Yuichiro's Ryatsu and he found her in the middle of a street. Good afternoon Yuichiro. Naruto-chan got stuck somewhere. You can say it, what a strange date. Yep, but I had fun. Now, should we? Naruto and Yuichiro felt the same thing at the same time. Hollows. Hollows, hollows, and guess what? Incredible, there's a lot of them. How something should have happened to make them gather like this. Too bad we didn't take the iPhone with us. We can't call for reinforcements. Maybe one of us should go back to the Sirte. There's no time. We need to move, Naruto-chan. They'll eventually notice this. Okay. Naruto and Yuichiro took out their soul candies. Well, Naruto took out Jin. Soon they were out of their gigai. Hide somewhere safe. We're in a red code. Yes. Okay. Naruto and Yuichiro looked at each other while their gigai moved away. They nodded simultaneously and then they rushed away in different directions. I need to focus on big Ryatsu reserves. The hollows will probably look for them, right, Huraken? Yes, but look above. The hollow fell from the sky, right in front of Naruto. Already won. Okay, time to get down to businesses. Kaminari gone air, Huraken. The thunder-like sound echoed in the air, followed by an enormous scream. Hollow 0, Naruto 1. Rukia suddenly stopped on her steps, feeling two big Ryatsu suddenly appearing. They're very big. Too bad that I can't tell who the owners are. I hate this condition. I figured that using all of us at once would be too much. For now, we should return as well. Orihime had fought her battle. Exhausted, she fell to the ground. In the meanwhile, a sandal hat guy appeared and took her away, leaving the others unconscious on the ground, but safe. And soon, Totsuki woke up. Orihime, where are you? Totsuki looked around, but she couldn't find Orihime anywhere. Damn, Orihime, but she can't be dead. She said that she wanted her soul, not her body, so she ran away or she got carried away by someone, and how come at first I could see only a blur, and then suddenly I could see it clearly. Note. This is not an error. Keep on reading. Totsuki got back on his feet and then, she entered the school to phone the hospital. While talking, she heard another scream. She looked out. She saw another one of those violet and white things in the middle of the school, walking towards the unconscious people. Oh, no. I know, wait a minute, Totsuki, what could you possibly do? The hollow continued his walk of death. I'm afraid I nearly died before and now there's a new one. Humans tasty. And I can feel another big Ryatsu coming out of the school. He found me. What a dilemma. Who should I eat first? Help me someone or Himichigo Naruto grandma, what will happen to me? Flashback. Grandma, what are you reading? Oh, it's a book on the 4 celestial beasts. Celestial beasts. Each cardinal point has his protector, a celestial beast. The azure dragon from the east, the white tiger from the west, the emerald tortoise from the north, and the red phoenix from the south. Oh. Those spirits protect the skies and the humans, and they have a liking for humans who like one of them among the other 3. Which one do you prefer? I like them all. This way I will have 4 protectors, right? Yes, Totsuki-chan. Maybe. End of the flashback. Why has that event come back to my mind? And what's this feeling? Without even knowing, Totsuki suddenly got surrounded by a strange glowing energy of 4 different colors. Okay. I'll eat the unconscious humans first. It will be easier. The hollow raised his head. Something, or better, someone had just jumped out of a window of the 8th floor and surprisingly the person landed on one of his knees, perfectly safe. Then she got back on her feet. Totsuki was now wearing 2 forearms protectors and 2 forelegs protectors. The left forearm protector was emerald green and it had the carving of a tortoise on it. The right forearm protector was sky azure and it had the carving of a dragon on it. The left foreleg protector was pearl white and it had the carving of a dragon on it. Lastly, the right foreleg protector was ruby red and it had the carving of a phoenix on it. What the hell? Don't ask me, because I don't know, but of one thing I'm certain, I feel full of power. And I'm going to kick your ass and make you disappear from the face of earth. Well said, girl. Totsuki looked at her left forearm protector. The head of the tortoise had just come out of it and it was talking. Hey. What's up? You can talk. Of course we can. The dragon had made his appearance too. Who are you, guys? We are the Sorero no Kimono C. The tiger. And we're your power. My power? Oh, yes. Let's start, would ya? Totsuki was talking with his protectors while the hollow was looking at them in disbelief. You're not a Shinigami then, what the hell are you? Let's start. Repeat with me. From the west, I summon you. From the west, I summon you. Tora no Shiroi Katayoku. Tora no Shiroi Katayoku. The hollow rushed at Totsuki and he jumped on her. He waited to feel her body crumble under his weight, but nothing. Where the hell? The hollow looked above and he saw Totsuki up in the air. How could I? This is the effect of my power. The Tora no Shiroi lends you the power of the Felids. You can jump incredible heights. Felids don't jump this high. Because we are quadrupeds, baka. If we could stand on 2 feet, we would jump. I was saying, jump high and run very fast. Try it. At that moment Totsuki landed on the roof of the school and then she started to run down the walls and the windows, breaking the last ones while running. Then she landed on the ground and she kicked the hollow in the butt. The monster jumped slightly from the surprise and then he fell to the ground. I'll make you pay. Now, for the defense. Repeat with me. From the north, I summon you. Kame no Midori no Hogo. From the north, I summon you. Kame no Midori no Hogo. The hollow tried to hit Totsuki with his claws, but Totsuki moved her left arm in front of her. The forearm protector transformed into an enormous green shield with the carving of the tortoise, smirking. The shield completely blocked his attack. Immobilize him, now. Don't tell me. From the east, I summon you. Smart girl Ryu no Buru no Hoyu. Totsuki moved her right arm in front of her. Her forearm protector became an enormous azure dragon, who blocked the hollow in an embrace. And now time to rock and roll. What kind of celestial beasts are you, talking like this? Shut up. From the south, I summon you. Tori no Akayu Chikoto. Hikyaku. Then kick the air. From the south, I summon you. Tori no Akayu Chikoto. Hikyaku. The dragon disappeared and then Totsuki kicked the air, as said, upwards. From her right foreleg protector appeared an enormous burst of flame, which hit the hollow. And then for dinner, burst hollow. The monster was turning to ashes and then to spiritrons. Wow, I won, by the way. Where the hell have you come from? You should ask Kurosaki Ichigo and another person. We don't know his name. They have great spirit power. Staying near to them awakened us. Ichigo and another person. You know, I believed that you would get unconscious after using all of us at once. But I feel tired. Totsuki fell to the ground, unconscious. The 4 beasts sighed and then disappeared. Then, the sandal hat guy reappeared with his assistant, who picked up Totsuki too. Good work, Totsuki-chan, good work. This is the 25th. Naruto looked behind him. Something had appeared. Something that he saw only in books before. A Meinos Grand. The enormous hollow made his appearance in the sky. A frightening sight. Damn, I was so focused on fighting that I didn't notice his appearance. This is work for special squads. What the hell are they doing up there? Suddenly, Naruto looked like a black dot jumping high in the air and slashing the Meinos Kaen like butter. The enormous monster then retreated in Hueco Mundo. Fortunately, they made it in time. Naruto-chan. Naruto turned around. Yuichiro was in sight. Have you seen? Yes. El Meinos Kaen. Glad that the special squads were made in time. To tell the truth, it was a single Shinigami to slash him. Really? Now I'm curious. Who could he be? Itsuki has always been a smart girl, but very skeptical too. What the sandal hat guy was saying to her now was a crazy thing, but it was true. Hollow Shinigami and spiritual powers. Well, what do you say? Don't you want to see Ichigo in his battle suit? He was no one from the Sarate. Nope. Naruto had decided to ask for info, so, just after arriving in the Sarate, he headed for the office of Kenpachi. Captain Kenpachi told him that the Shinigami that slashed the Meinos had not been sent from the Sarate. Then, what does it mean? It's impossible for Shinigami to form on the earth. So, there's only one option left. Rukia. Yes, but if it's so, then she would be in big trouble. If she's still in charge of his Shinigami powers, she is able to come back to the Sarate, but she hasn't done it in 2 months. Right. She hasn't even contacted us. It's a serious crime, you know. She would be punished. Probably. Understood. By the way, that Shinigami from the 4th division. Hinataru? Yes. He searched for you while you were away. He said. I have a surprise for him. A surprise? Thanks, Zaraki Taichu. Naruto exited the office of Zaraki. Zaraki didn't want to say to him that the council already knew that Rukia had lent her power to a human and he was the Shinigami who injured the Meinos Kaen. And the council had already decided Rukia's penalty. She's going to be executed. It's strange, though. But Zaraki Kenpachi has always been a man with only 2 things in his mind. Fighting and getting stronger. So, the execution of a Shinigami was not a matter of concern for him or anyone of his division. So, what's the surprise? Naruto had searched for Hinataru. The two met in the garden of the 4th division. Hinataru was smiling, a rare thing for something like him, timid and unsure, without any confidence in himself. But now, he was smiling. So it could only be something really awesome. Well, look. Hinataru grabbed his Zanpakuto and placed it horizontally in front of him, touching the point of it with his right palm. The arrow, kamikaze. Don't tell me that. Hinataru was like pushing the blade of his sword inside the hilt till, suddenly, the blade was no more in sight. The hilt was slightly different. It had the form of a half moon. So, this is your Shikai. Yes, and I was really surprised that it was an attack type. But where is the blade? Behind you. Naruto felt like the point of something in his back. He turned around to see the blade of Hinataru, now in the shape of a half moon, as well, like a sable instead of a katana. What the? My kamikaze is made of air. Made of air? Yes. I can make it disappear and reappear wherever and whenever I want and move it. Wow, aerially underhand power. I always thought that, since I'm so good with healing abilities, my Shikai would have been a healing one. It's been a surprise. It's fantastic. Now you have no more excuses to not fight me all out. Hey, calm down, I released it only yesterday. The sooner the better. Kaminari Gonair, Huraken. Hey. Immediately Naruto released his Zanpakuto and rushed at Hinataru, who quickly dodged to the left. See? Some time ago, you would have been on the ground, now. Probably. That's why training is important. On guard. Not the French. Excuse me. The two friends stopped on their steps hearing a voice calling for them. They quickly turned around and Naruto almost dropped his jaw. In front of them was a beautiful girl not wearing the usual Shinigami outfit. She looked more like a ninja, with a net shirt under a purple outfit, not covering her legs starting from the middle of her tights. But what caught the eyes of Naruto were her hair and her eyes. She's the hot springs girl. Could you please tell me where I can find Unohana Taichu? Yes. Over there, the big building. She's probably there reading some books. Thanks. The girl walked away, leaving a still amused Naruto and a moving hand in front of his face. Hinataru. Earth Nirvana to Naruto. What's up with you? It's her, Hinataru. The girl I saw at the hot springs. Her? She's the beautiful girl you blabber about every once and then. Yes. Who is she? You sure chose a girl to be in love with. I'm not in love with her. I'm just interested, that's all. This doesn't change the fact. The fact that Kuritsuchi Nemu is not a normal girl or Shinigami. What are you saying? Now Naruto was really curious and worried too. What did Hinataru mean with his not a normal girl? So her name is Kuritsuchi Nemu. Wait a minute. The surname sounds a bit familiar to me. Of course. She's the daughter of Kuretsuchi Mayuri, Taichu of the 12th Division. She's the daughter of that psycho. Lower the voice. Hinataru covered Naruto's mouth and looked around. Fortunately Nemu was already gone. He sighed in relief and released Naruto. Now what do you know about Kuretsuchi Taichu? He's a damn psycho. All he cares about is knowledge, and he doesn't care about the morality of his actions on acquiring it. He reminds me of a certain man I met when I was alive. Flashback. I'm the immortality Jiraiya, Tsunade. I hope to see you again soon. Wait. Orochimaru. End of the flashback. But she doesn't look like him at all, even if I haven't ever seen him without his makeup. Well, he likes to call her daughter, but to tell the truth, she's one of his creations. Yes, you heard well. I said creations. He created her using a combination of the limb adoption and soul adoption technique. The creation of him. I don't want to discriminate against her. I hate these things. Only, pay attention. She's like a puppet, completely devoted to him even if he treats her like garbage. Naruto gripped his hands into punches, so tight to make them bleed. He knew really well how it felt to be treated like garbage and to still be devoted to who treats you that way. In Nemu's case, it was Kuretsuchi, her creator. In Naruto's case, it was the village of Konoha. Rukia was walking away. Away from Ichigo, away from the living world with her Nai-sama and Renji. In a pool of blood, all that Ichigo could do was curse himself for not being strong enough to protect her. She was going to be killed, executed because she lent her power to him to protect his family. No, he could do anything other than cursing, screaming. One bad news after another. This week was not ending for Naruto. It all began when Rukia was finally back. He was walking for the Sarate when he noticed quite a ruckus near the office of the 6th Division. He approached it only to see Rukia in a gigai, wearing a human dress. At first he wanted to go to her and pester her for being absent for so long, but then he remembered about Tsuraki Taichi words, and the strange look of Renji confirmed his suspicions. The worst was waiting for an announcement from the Council of the 46 Nope. The worst was the announcement. Death penalty. Naruto still couldn't understand this after a week. Hinataru was assigned for her care, so he managed to talk to her. But when he asked her who she lent her power to, she immediately finished talking. No matter how many times Naruto asked, she still didn't say a word. She said it to Hinataru. Renji knew the name, but they didn't want to say it to him, fearing that he would suddenly go and kill him. And they were probably right. Dead or alive, Naruto was still a hothead. When Naruto was nervous, he trained. But neither all the swings of that whirl could calm him down. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. How can I stay calm and relaxed like this, knowing that in 18 days Rukia will disappear from this world? Naruto swung that swing with a bit too much of violence, since he created a little crater in the ground. Panting, he leaned on his sword, rage in his eyes. Damn it. Excuse me, are you Uzumaki Naruto-san? Naruto turned around, and guess who he saw? Kuretsuchi Nemu. He slowly got back on his feet and greeted her with a weak smile. Hello, Nemu-san. Do you know me? Yes, what can I do for you? Mayuri-sama asked if you could lend him some of your blood for experiments. Blood? That old freak, there's no way. I'll wait a minute. Flashback. She's like a puppet, completely devoted to him even if he treats her like garbage. End of the flashback. I bet she will be punished if I say no. Okay, I guess it's not a bad thing. Thank you. Could you please sit down? Okay. Naruto is seated on a rock. And Nemu took out of her outfit a strange syringe-like instrument. She stabbed Naruto's forearm with it. Naruto felt like a little puncture while the thing started to fill with blood. Can I ask you, why were you so upset? You hit the ground with such violence that it's impossible for you to be calm at this moment. But if it was rude. No, it's not a big thing, it's about the execution. The execution of Kichiki Rukia. Yes, she's one of my closest friends. I'm sorry for you, but the law is law. It was like this in my living world too. In my living world, ninja were only mere tools to most people. Their lives meant nothing more than numbers, but life isn't something to play with. And punishing death to punish someone is meant to teach a lesson. If you die, what lesson can you learn? It's a strange point of view. But don't you think that is a logical one? Probably. The strange thing was now full of blood. Nemu removed it from Naruto's forearm. Incredibly, there wasn't even the smallest hole. The girl bowed a little and began to walk away, but suddenly she stopped on her steps. Do you know, Naruto-san? Yes. I think we were in the hot springs at the same time. Some time ago I remember your Ryatsu around. Mentioning the hot springs, Naruto blushed even redder than Renji's hair, and he lowered his head looking at the ground. Really? Why are you blushing like this, Naruto-san? Nothing at all. Goodbye, Naruto-san. Naruto completely turned his head around, not anymore able to look at Nemu, while the girl walked away, impassive as ever. Yes, we were in the hot springs at the same time. I'm back, Mayuri-sama. How did it go? Here's the blood. Very well, good work, Nemu. Thanks. Nemu was back in the Kuretsuchi Taichu office. It was more like an enormous laboratory, the one most in sight. Here Mayuri did the experiments that the others could see. In other places he did experiments like experimentations on humans and other abominations. This one even had natural light, when usually laboratories of mad scientists are dark and creepy. Mayuri immediately took off the syringe-like object from Nemu's hand and he inserted it in a strange machinery. On the monitor, started to appear strange numbers and characters. Nemu was standing, waiting for the reaction of Mayuri. The mad Shinigami smirked, like discovering something big. I knew it. My theory was correct. I want so bad to do experiments on him. Mayuri-sama. What do you want? It's about Naruto-san. Talk. I think he has a liking for me. What did you say? I think he likes me more than in a friendly way. Are you sure of it? Well, first thing, when I said that you wanted some of his blood, at first I was sure that he would have said no, judging from his initial face, but probably he thought that I would have been punished if he refused. And he guessed right. Only that. No. I remembered that I felt his Riatsu before, one time in the hot springs, and when I mentioned the thing to him, he blushed. And when I asked why, he didn't tell me, and he blushed even harder. Yes. Good work, Nemu. You're for sure my greatest creation. This matters. This liking for you of him is precious information. Mayuri quickly pushed a button, and suddenly the floor in the middle of the room opened, revealing a big cylinder of glass. Inside the cylinder of glass, suspended in the air apparently from nothing, was his Zanpakuto in his sheath. The hand protecting part was black colored, while the hilt was white and it had the shape of a 5-point star. That Mayuri-sama, that is. Yes, this is your Zanpakuto, Kajitensi. Mayuri pushed another button and the pillar of glass opened. He grabbed the Zanpakuto and handed it over to Nemu. I'll give you permission to use it. Even at full potential, if needed. Whenever the occasion presents, bring him to me making it look like he was killed by someone. And bring him to me alive. Understood? Yes, Mayuri-sama. Thanks for your generosity. This is not generosity. This is only an action for the sake of my experiments, Nemu. Understood? Of course, Mayuri-sama. Itsuki was really stressed. First, he discovers that one of her classmates is a Shinigami. Then that another one is going to be executed. Then, a cat trained her for days to help her to develop her power. Now she was able to use her powers for a long time, and she could summon them by saying only the name of the move, without all the strange I summon you thing, too similar to Orihime. But now running from a train covered in purple slime didn't beat them all. I'm killing Rukia-san when we save her. Naruto was in the garden of the 11th division, for once, slacking off, thinking about many things. From Rukia to Nemu. What a busy life for a 314-year-old boy. The peace reigned sovereign, and neither a fly was disturbing him, till the alarm went on. Naruto, with a jump, was back on his feet, listening to the alarm. Incursion signal outside west wall. Sectors 3 through 8, switch to alert status. Repeat. What the hell's going on? Thanks for watching my video, and make sure to check out the author of this fanfic, link is in the description. See you next time, till then sayonara.